Welcome, brave souls, to a journey into the heart of darkness. In this video, we'll be delving into the chilling depths of some of the most terrifying places on Earth. Locations shrouded in mystery, tragedy, and a haunting past that continues to grip the imagination of those who dare to explore. From deserted islands haunted by the whispers of lost souls, to forests cloaked in an eerie silence, each of these destinations holds a dark history, where the line between reality and nightmare blurs. So gather your courage and prepare to step into the unknown as we count down the top 5 most terrifying places you don't want to visit. Unless, of course, you're willing to risk never coming out alive. Join us as we uncover the true tales of horror that lie within these forsaken landscapes, where the echoes of the past linger and the spirits of the departed are said to roam free. But be warned, what you're about to witness may chill you to the bone and leave an indelible mark on your soul. Are you ready to confront the darkness? Then let's begin our journey into the unknown. But before we continue, please hit that like button as hard as you dare and subscribe for more dark and haunting true content. An island known as the Island of Death. Welcome to Poveglia Island, a place shrouded in chilling legends and unspeakable horrors that date back to the Roman times. Nestled in the Venice lagoon, this island has borne witness to some of the darkest chapters of human history. During the 14th century, the height of the bubonic plague, Poveglia Island was transformed into a quarantine station. Imagine thousands of plague victims, writhing in agony, dispatched to this island to draw their last breath. Their bodies were unceremoniously dumped into mass graves, their spirits forever bound to this cursed land. But the island's grim tale does not end there. Fast forward to the 20th century and the island played host to a mental asylum. Here it is whispered that the walls reverberated with the screams of patients subjected to horrific experiments. The rumors speak of unspeakable treatments of pain and torment, enough to drive the sanest person to the brink of madness. Today, Poveglia Island lies in desolation. Its abandoned buildings and desolate landscapes are a stark reminder of the island's macabre past. But it's not the silence that sends shivers down one's spine. It's the whispers of the past that echo through the island. The haunting cries of plague victims, the tortured screams of asylum patients, the unquiet souls who met their untimely end on this island. Paranormal enthusiasts and thrill-seekers who have dared to visit the island report unsettling occurrences. They've heard phantom screams, seen shadowy figures, and felt an overwhelming sense of dread that chills them to the bone. The air is heavy with the weight of the island's past, the lingering sorrow and despair of those who once inhabited it. All these elements conspire to make Poveglia Island one of the most haunted places in the world, a place where history and horror intertwine, where the living tread lightly and the dead refuse to rest. The tortured souls of Poveglia Island seem to be crying out from beyond the grave, making it a place you'd want to avoid. Silence is golden, but in Japan's Aokigahara forest, silence screams mortality. Nestled at the northwest base of the majestic Mount Fuji, Aokigahara is a labyrinth of trees and undergrowth, a place where solitude and quiet reign. Yet this tranquility is tainted by a chilling reputation. Known as the suicide forest, Aokigahara is a magnet for those who wish to take their own lives, its dense foliage providing a haunting shroud of secrecy. The forest's allure is intensified by its association with demons in Japanese mythology. It's said that these malevolent spirits roam the forest, preying on the vulnerable, adding an extra layer of dread to an already terrifying locale. A walk through Aokigahara is not a casual stroll through nature, but a journey into a realm where despair and sorrow hang as heavy as the mist that often blankets the forest. The forest's eerie silence is a stark contrast to the hustle and bustle of Japan's sprawling cities. It's a silence that swallows you whole, pressing in on you from all sides. It's a silence that speaks volumes, a silence that screams mortality. Many who have ventured into the forest have reported chilling encounters, a sudden drop in temperature, the feeling of being watched, the sense of an unseen presence. Some have even claimed to have seen ghostly apparitions, the spectral forms of those who ended their lives within the forest's gloomy depths. And then there are the trees that stand tall and silent, their branches like skeletal arms reaching out into the void. It is from these trees that countless individuals have hung themselves. their lifeless forms adding to the forest's grim tapestry. The trees are silent witnesses to these tragedies, their bark etched with the sorrow of lost souls. A forest where the trees whisper tales of despair. Aokigahara is a place that chills you to your bones. It's a place where life ends and where the echoes of those endings reverberate through the still air, a haunting testament to the forest's dark allure. Imagine a city frozen in time, its streets echoing with the silent screams of its past. Welcome to Pripyat, Ukraine, once a vibrant city full of life, now an emblem of nuclear devastation. In the shadow of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, Pripyat was the epitome of Soviet modernity, a flourishing community of nearly 50,000. It was a place where families thrived, children played, and dreams were nurtured. Then, on a fateful day in April 1986, disaster struck. An explosion at the Chernobyl plant unleashed a radioactive cloud that would change the face of Pripyat forever. The city so close to the epicenter was drenched in a toxic rain, a silent killer that seeped into the very fabric of its existence. Forced to evacuate, the residents had to leave everything behind. They were told it would be for just a few days, but those days turned into weeks, months, and eventually years. The city they knew and loved was left to decay, its heart still beating within the silent walls of the abandoned buildings. Today, Pripyat is a ghost town. Its deserted streets and crumbling buildings are testament to the catastrophic event that took place. Schools, hospitals, and homes lie in ruin, their emptiness echoing the lives that were abruptly abandoned. Toys left mid-play, calendars frozen on the date of the disaster, and clocks stopped at the moment of the explosion all paint a chilling picture of a life interrupted. Yet, the danger is far from over. Pripyat is still a hotbed of radiation, its levels making it unsafe for prolonged human exposure. Despite this, the city draws the brave and the curious, those willing to don protective gear to walk its silent streets, to witness firsthand the haunting remains of a city lost in time. A haunting testament to a nuclear disaster, Pripyat stands as a chilling reminder of the destructive power of mankind. What could be more unnerving than an island adorned with the lifeless eyes of hundreds of mutilated dolls? Not a lot, I dare say. Tucked away in the canals south of Mexico City lies the eerie island of the dolls, or Isla de las Muñecas if we're embracing the local tongue. This peculiar place is unlike any other, with its trees festooned with the disfigured remnants of dolls. The sight is chilling, to say the least, but the backstory, well, that's where things get truly spine-tingling. The island's caretaker, a man named Don Julian Santana, is the architect of this unsettling display. According to local law, he found the body of a drowned girl in the canal many years ago. Haunted by her untimely death, he believed her restless spirit lingered on the island. His solution to appease her with dolls. But not just a doll or two, oh no. Don Julian started a collection that would grow into the hundreds. Dolls of every conceivable shape and size were hung from the trees, their plastic eyes gazing blankly into the void. Over time, the elements took their toll, leaving the dolls with missing limbs and decaying features. The once innocent tokens of childhood became a macabre spectacle, adding a sinister touch to the island's ambience. Yet, it's not just the sight of these mutilated dolls that sends shivers down one's spine. Some visitors have reported hearing the dolls whispering to each other. Imagine, if you will, the eerie silence of the island, broken only by the soft rustle of leaves and the faint murmur of hushed voices. It's enough to make even the bravest souls feel a tad unsettled. The Island of the Dolls, a chilling testament to a tragic tale, is a place where childhood innocence meets a horrifying end. It's a stark reminder that sometimes the things we do to keep the shadows at bay can create the most terrifying spectacles of all. Can you hear the echoes of suffering resonating from the ruins of an abandoned mining town? Our journey brings us to the desolate landscapes of the Atacama Desert in Chile, where the ghost towns of Humberstone and Santa Laura Saltpeter Works stand as chilling reminders of a tragic past. These abandoned saltpeter mining towns harbor a history steeped in exploitation and suffering. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, these towns were bustling hubs of the saltpeter mining industry. Thousands of workers, including women and children, were drawn to the mines with the promise of work. But the reality they encountered was far from the dreams they had harbored. The working conditions in the saltpeter mines were harsh and unforgiving. Workers toiled under the scorching desert sun, their bodies pushed to the brink of exhaustion. Accidents were common, and many lost their lives in the treacherous depths of the mines. Those who survived the dangerous work conditions often succumbed to diseases such as tuberculosis or the effects of exposure to toxic chemicals, and yet the suffering of the workers didn't end with their deaths. It's said that the towns are haunted by the ghosts of those who perished. Visitors to these ghost towns have reported hearing eerie sounds that seem to echo from the abandoned buildings. Some have even claimed to see apparitions, spectral figures that move silently among the dilapidated structures. These ghostly encounters lend an air of the supernatural to Humberstone and Santa Laura. But perhaps the true horror of these towns lies not in the ghosts that may haunt them, but in the very real suffering endured by those who once lived and worked there. The ghost towns of Humberstone and Santa Laura, haunted by the souls of those who perished, serve as chilling reminders of a tragic past. Venture into the shadows, unearth the unexplained. With Mystery Minds, the enigmatic becomes tangible. Your curiosity is your compass, so illuminate the unknown, make your mark, press the like button, pledge your allegiance, hit subscribe, immerse yourself deeper into the realm of the dark, strange, and mysteriously captivating. Mystery Minds, where the unsolved is just a click away.